Okay, this is our product demonstration here of the titanium professional hydraulics. This is the air foot pump, the 2600 series, building up to a 10,000 psi output. It's attached to a titanium professional hydraulics cylinder, or ram as some people call it. That's 10 ton, 20,000 pound with a 10-inch stroke. This is a very common cylinder found on a lot of frame machines for auto body repair, inside towers, and also exposed frame pulling towers. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. You'll be able to have an idea of how it sounds. You'll see how the pump uses very little effort to build it up to its full capacity. And you'll see exactly how this cylinder operates. So let's give it a go. Okay, so there you have it. We're up to our 10,000 pound here on our gauge. The ram is fully extended. This is a fine polished hard chrome shaft. We've got an 1.25 inch male adapter on top, and we've got the 1.25 inch female on the bottom. So the common adapters in the industry that are used are just placed threaded right in there and threaded right on the top. A couple of notes about the cylinder itself. This adapter has a thread, it comes out, so when you do attach various different adapters to the top, we highly recommend that you remove this from the cylinder. In a vise, you then attach your adapters. If you try to do this while it's inside, you're going to cause the shaft to spin, and we don't want you loosening up any of the springs or the bolts inside. Now, our pump has a feature where it has a locking pedal. There's 3 positions. One position is feed, where you apply pressure and air goes in. The second position is what I'm going to show you now. So when you want to retract your cylinder, it locks in the release position so you don't have to hold your foot on it. And the cylinder smoothly goes back and the oil returns to the pump. This is our 10,000 pound quick coupler that we manufacture and sell. And if we come over here, we're going to give you some inside information about the pump, because good parts does a better pump make. This is our piston in our cylinder sleeve. As you can tell, it's made out of aluminum, extruded aluminum. The piston is aluminum as well. It has screws so that you can get inside and replace the seals. And this aluminum is anti-corrosion, so water doesn't affect the cylinder sleeve that much. Unlike most other pumps on the market, our piston does not have the springs inside that others do. We've engineered it so advanced that we eliminated that spring, which caused a lot of problems because of corrosion and because it would lose its tension. And it's kind of a neat system. It's a little hard to explain how these little mufflers work and allow it to do its job back and forth. Very high quality seal polyurethane U-cup used on the main, and you can see that everything inside is metal. You have cast aluminum air valve with brass, and a real solid cast iron pump body. We have a pickup screen for filtering. We have a screen also on the feed and return, and a screen as well on the air inlet. Very important to keep debris out and to stop the system from getting contaminated. A real rubber gasket on top, not some of the cork and other stuff people use. This is really solid and seals really well. The competition is using a plastic piston versus our aluminum. You cannot open it, you can't get in it. If it dies, you need to replace it, and that's costly. And they're still using that old spring system. Like I said earlier, it's very problematic. Their cylinder sleeve is not aluminum, it's steel, as you can tell with this magnet. And the problem is that a lot of shops, especially in areas where there's a lot of humidity, have a tremendous amount of water inside their air. What it does is it causes these sleeves to corrode. They start pitting, and it will, after a while, seize the piston and tear up the seals on it. So our design, without the spring and with the full aluminum sleeve housing and the piston, is a superior design. As far as vents are concerned, these pumps are very interesting in that when they push the oil out, they need to inhale air into the reservoir, and then when the oil returns, they need to exhale air. Competition is using a plastic vent that's constantly cross-threaded. They constantly get clogged up inside, and oftentimes I find that shops don't even have them around. They're lost. We've designed ours with a metal base, solid metal base, good quality sealed air, and a unique brass vent valve with an O-ring seal on it. So this stays in place. It never has to be changed or moved. And when the pump is in use, you just counterclockwise, and it allows it to inhale and exhale. If you're transporting the pump, if you ever have to move it and you don't want it to leak when you tilt it, all you have to do is just close it like that. And if you take a look over here, you can see that the same pump mechanics, the same parts that you see here are used in our medium size, which is a 5-quart, and we go all the way up to a 2-gallon pump. These are used for multiple cylinders, cylinders with a very large bore. And by the way, all of these pumps, the output is 10,000 psi. They're able to then generate up to as much as 50 tons in pressure. Thank you very much.